Hello everyone. Hope you're all well. This is the moment we've all been waiting for, the grand finale of the 2024 Stephen West Go Go Dynamo Mystery Knit Along. How are you all going? My name's Christine and I live on the east coast of Australia. I'm known as Yarn About Yarn pretty much everywhere on the internet, Ravelry, Instagram, my website, Facebook, and my new Made It store where I'm selling my woven items. At the moment they're scarves, but I'm hoping to have some other products coming soon in the new year. So welcome everybody. Thank you to all the new subscribers. I hope you stick around now that the MCAL's over, and we'll just see what the new year brings. I'm thinking probably once a month would be enough, and then I've got something to show you, whether it's something I've finished or something that I've been working on. But this week it's the MCAL reveal. What did you all think? I really enjoyed this MCAL, and I've said to some people I think this is my favorite that I've done. I've done the last three. You can see the geo gradients there, and then there was shawlography and twists and turns, and those two I don't have. I have given those away. But yeah, so clue 4, I was correct that we were building up from our cast on edge. It was the only way I could see where we would go. So I will show you that. Oh, before I do, last week clue 3 reveal, which was the scallops on the bottom, I forgot to add that I didn't cut my yarn at all. I just figured if I was cutting my yarn and weaving in two ends, I would be using a lot more yarn and I would be weaving them into the I-cord anyway. So I just carried my yarns up through the I-cord, just stretched it out to make sure that it wasn't going to pucker at all. But yeah, so here we go. I think it's absolutely beautiful anyway. So that was our clue for where we picked up stitches along our cast on edge and then did the little bobbles where I included the mohair with my contrast, and then the triangles. But I see the triangles more as like a square sort of shape. I think it depends on your colours. Some people's I've looked at and I can see, oh, that looks like a triangle. I can see definite triangles, and others I see squares. It's a bit of one of those optical illusions, but I'm really happy with it. I did not have enough of my main colour, which is the black, to do an extended border, but I'd had enough knitting anyway. And like I said once before, I prefer a longer rather than deeper. So once I'd blocked this, I will include I put a little video on my Instagram, but I will include another little video at the end of how I blocked and how I usually block my shawls. I'm a pretty lazy blocker. You'll see, especially because the weather's been so good here, I pegged it out on my clothesline and then added another little peg to the end of each of these to weight it down a bit. They didn't weight down very much at all. If I wanted to make them more prominent, I would have pinned it out, but I'm happy with the way it is. So we'll just show you the whole shawl in all its glory. I can't stand up and move back because I just don't have the room to show you that. So my main colour was just it was the 4-ply, which is a fingering weight here in Australia, the Big and Design in their first merino cross yarn, just in colour, I think it was 000, which is a black. My contrast colour was this one here, which is a Utopia Kickapoo sock, and that was a big 250 gram skein, so I've still got that much left. And for my mohair dare, I used a Cartier Concepts 50 Shades of Mohair. I think that's colour 37, which is their lilac colour. So I've still got a bit of those, the contrast and the mohair left, but I only had, I think I had 13 grams of my main colour left, which wasn't enough. I was thinking about doing a couple of stripes, but I didn't want to in case I got partway across and had run out. I did have to, I'd nearly finished this section of the triangles here and I had to rip it back again because I had forgotten that I was still holding my mohair with the contrast, and I looked at it, I was nearly going to leave it and I thought, no, I prefer it just with the mohair on the little bobbles, tiny bobbles, whatever he called them. But yeah, that's it, and I'm really happy with it. It's wider than my wingspan and I'm 5'8", 173 centimeters, and for me that's quite deep enough. Like, yeah, plenty. So that's my shawl, MCAL shawl, done and dusted. Will I do it next year? Every year I say no, and that's my feeling now, is no, because I don't get a lot of wear out of my shawls, and it does take up the whole month, is just knitting the shawl. But then every year I cave in because it's just such fun. It's a bit of a challenge to myself to be able to do it and to be able to keep up. So who knows? Maybe next year we'll see what happens. So I haven't done any other knitting, I don't think, this week. Oh, actually, yes, I was working on something which was sort of a combined design competition piece, but I'm not happy with it, so I'm not going any further with that. I did need a complete break from this over the weekend, and my room here just needed a big clean up. So I took everything out of the room so I could vacuum the floor, but I also pulled everything out of my stash. It was sort of that annual airing of the stash, just to make sure that everything was okay, that there were no bugs that got into it. Gave me a chance to go through, and what I did at that time was I catalogued it on Ravelry. I separated it into what I was going to use for my weaving, and that's basically in the last two columns down here. And that's not on Ravelry. I've only put on Ravelry what at this stage I intend to use for my knitting. So yeah, basically those, the first two. So there's quite a bit of yarn there. There's over 80,000 meters, which I think it comes out to nearly 90,000 yards, so quite a lot. I did have a a tub that I wasn't going to knit with and that I couldn't see myself using in weaving, so I've actually donated that. So that got rid of a fair bit. I haven't counted any of the stash in my whips, so it's going to take me a while to get through all my whips. Ravelry says I have about 20. I know there's one that's going to get frogged definitely, and another that's a possibility. I actually might show you that next week. I'll get it out. I've just come so far with it, and it's beautiful yarn, but this is the second time I've tried to knit something with this yarn and just haven't been happy with the garment. It's my poor choice on my behalf. The yarn's beautiful, the colour's beautiful, it's gorgeous to knit with, it's stood up to frogging, and the only thing I'm hesitating is I've come quite a way with this project, but I haven't knit on it for months, so I'm thinking, what's the point? I may as well just frog it, but I'll grab that out next week. Yeah, so the other thing I've been doing is a little bit of crochet. Now, I'm not really a crocheter. I can do the basics, and one of my early designs actually has a crochet trim, but I can do granny squares. So I've been asked to teach a group of young girls how to do a granny square. I think they're about 8, 9, 10-ish, I think. I don't know if they've had any experience, and I've only got an hour, the first session, and then a follow-up hour, the second session. So I'm not sure how far we'll get, but I thought what I would do is I'm getting them started with some plain white, off-white yarn so that I can see what they're doing. They can see their stitches easily. But I want to show them what they could do with a granny square. So I've just sort of been working up a few little samples. I'm hoping too I might have time to get like a little baby cardigan or something done. Just, you know, pretty basic. So that they can see that they can take it and, you know, if they want to make themselves a little tank top or something. But we'll see. So I just started with some basic like little hanging things first in case they get one granny square done and they think, no, this is not for me. They can do something with their granny square. The next one I did was like one granny square but folding it and sewing it and popping a little button on there just so they can use it, you know, to put something in. So there's that one. And then I sort of went a bit further and thought, well, if they really love making the granny squares and, you know, they end up with half a dozen or so in between time, what they could do with it. And I found this bucket hat design. So that's what I've been working on in between doing my Go-Go Dynamo. So just a few little crochet things for them. So I was really happy with how this turned out. Yeah, it's a little bit, it's tight. I can get it on, but it's tight. So I'm hoping it'll be a good size for the girls. Might be a little bit big, but we'll just see how they go. Yeah, so I might try and get a little cardigan done or a little tank top or something, just to show them what they can do with a basic granny square if they don't want to, you know, sew them together to make a blanket. Excuse me. So yeah, short, sweet one today. Go-Go Dynamo done. Let me know how you're going with yours, whether you love it, whether you're finished, whether you're doing the extended border. And yeah, Stephen's next knit along for Stephen is this Hyber knit along, which I don't take part in, never have, and it's just too soon after this. And like I said, I don't have the need for shawls. I do this more as a community thing, a learn new techniques thing, a challenge to try and keep up in the 4 weeks. But yeah, so I think that's it for this week. Yeah, so like I said, I'll probably leave it about a month. I'll try and check in, you know, towards the end of the month, unless something, you know, I get a lot finished between now and whenever. But I don't see the point in coming back week after week and just showing you, you know, a little bit of knitting that I've done. So hopefully you'll stick around. If you're keen to see what I come up with next and you haven't subscribed yet, if you could please subscribe, that would be great, or like the video. One thing I learnt was I thought liking the video, well, it does show that you like the video and helps to promote the video, but it also signals to YouTube that this is the type of content you like. So then YouTube suggests similar videos to you. So it's a good way that you get to see other YouTube channels that you may not have come across. By liking something that you do like, YouTube then suggests more of the same or similar sort of content to you. So yeah, like the video. Anyway, leave me a comment. It's been great. People that have been leaving comments, and we can have a little bit of a conversation, get to know each other. I can get to see your projects if you leave me your Ravelry name or your Instagram name, and I can come along and have a look and see what you're doing and give you a follow over there. Or if you've got a YouTube channel, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you at the end of the month. Oh, and I'll pop my blocking video at the end. So you can see my lazy blocking, I call it. Okay, I'll chat to you next month. Bye.